Today's topic will be regarding the downstream sector for oil and gas business, particularly the manufacturing of the pipes. Actually, oil and gas business is divided into two parts, that is upstream part and a downstream part. For the upstream part, as in you can call it that for exploration part or drilling part of a particular taking out the oil and gas from a particular sector. So that upstream part is known as the exploration part, and for the downstream part, for transportation part and transporting a medium from one sector, one part of the country to the another part of the country. So pipes are required because for a particular oil or gas, you require a medium to be transported from one part of the country to another part. So existence of the pipes came into the picture. So different kind of manufacturing processes are being involved into it. Please, next slide, please. Yeah. So, but today we will be covering all the related to the manufacturing of the pipes. That is in introduction, classification of the pipes, factors in which pipe selection is required. That this is the main important thing which is required for usage of the pipes. That is factors in which how pipes has to be selected for according to the service which is being involved. Different kind of manufacturing processes of the pipes, like different kind of manufacturing process like SAW, ERW pipes, different kind of manufacturing welding processes are being involved into it. Usage in the oil industry, oil and gas industry. What kind of usage according to the feasibility of the pipes, which kind of the pipes is being involved into which kind of service, what are different kind of manufacturings are being involved. So into this, the usage of the oil and gas usage comes into picture for a particular pipe. Uh, for a let me tell you about this manufacturing standards. Actually, manufacturing standards are required for standardization of manufacturing of the pipes, because as you talk like different kind of manufacturers are there in industry, typically into the oil and gas industry. So if we do not standardize a particular, if we do not standardize a particular manufacturing of the pipes or manufacturing of the any products, then different according to the manufacturer, they will design their own product. They will use their own quality standards. So, but for the manufacturing of any of the products, standardization, universal standardization is required. So in came the manufacturing standard, different kind of manufacturing standards came into the picture. After that, we will be focusing on demo for the manufacturing of the pipes, how the pipes are being manufactured, what are the classifications being involved, what are the different kind of manufacturing processes being involved into it. We will be covering all the manufacturing of different kind of pipes. We will be specifically focusing because see this topic or this manufacturing is a very vast field and a very vast topic to be covered up. So I have selected only the MS pipes, which is one of mild steel pipes or carbon steel pipes, which are being involved into a daily basis or daily usage of for a oil and gas industry. So different kind of manufacturing of the pipes are being used. So we will be talking about that thing. And after that, most important, the career path and the job opportunities which are being involved to the oil and gas sector. See, oil and gas sector basically is a very vast sector, which is majorly majorly it covers 60% of the economy of the world. So if you talk about particularly about the oil and gas, major of the economy of any country is dependent upon the production, the transportation, the usage. Everything is dependent upon the oil and gas sector only, particularly. So, a vast field is there. our career path, we will be involving into. And there are a numerous amount of job opportunities. Let me tell you frankly, there are a numerous amount of job opportunities which are there into the oil and gas sector, from the upstream part as well as to the downstream part. There are various types of job opportunities being involved into it. So we will be covering how we get into the oil and gas business or oil and gas sector. What are the different kind of opportunities being involved? What are the different companies which are providing a beneficial job, challenging job opportunities which are being involved into the oil and gas sector. So we will be covering all these topics today. I hope I will be giving you all the skills which are required to enter into the oil and gas business, as well as if you have any queries regarding the topic, or you do not understood any topic. So we will be covering in that queries into the question and answers session. Okay. Next slide, please. So, downstream part, let me tell you, downstream refers to the flow. Like if you want to transport something from a one point to the another point, you need that a particular flow for a liquid or for a gas or a solid also. So the downward movement of any stream is known as the downstream part. As in industry, for any transportation, a medium is required. So came in the existence of the pipes. I was telling you earlier also, existence of the pipe came into picture when, for example, in the upstream part of a oil and gas, you have explored, or you have exploration means the drilling part where under the into the sea or into the your land. So there are also, it is divided into the two parts also. The sector is divided into two parts: onshore as well as offshore. The shore means land, like. So if you talk about the offshore, that is being into the sea part, when the rigs are being made, or the when there is a drilling part involved into the subsea part or the sea. From there the transportation is done through the pipes. So pipes are being involved into from the starting part, like the upstream part. Also the pipes are being involved into the existence into the downstream part also, like. So I will tell you the definition of the pipes. The pipes are the tubular mediums which are used for transportation of any stream, like solid, liquids, and gases. So there are three states which we can transport any product from one part to the another part. So we required pipes into the form of any pipes, like in a circular section. So for transporting of any medium from one part of the refinery, or your complex petrochemical complex, from one part to the another part. So pipes came into existence. Next slide, please. Yeah. Depending upon the medium to be transported, different types of the pipes are used into the industry. Like for example, I have talked to earlier also that manufacturing of depends upon what kind of service you want to transport, what kind of liquid, or what kind of a gas you want to transport. So various kinds of the factors are being involved into the selection of the pipes. Like for example, if you want to transport a natural gas to from a one part to the another part, so different high for example, if you want to transport natural gas from one part to the another part, so natural gas is transported into the pipe into very high velocity. So it requires a very high durability and high corrosive resistance kind of a pipe. So different kind of pipes are involved for the transportation of different kind of mediums. As in oil and gas is definitely a very vast sector to discuss. We will be focusing on the following points, like piping materials, selection of the pipes, manufacturing processes of the pipes, typical functions and definitions, usage in the industry. For example, for manufacturing of a particular product, you need a material, or you need a raw material to be converted into a finished product. So different kind of piping materials are there, like carbon steel, mild steel, cast iron, different kind of pipes. Like plastic pipes are also available into the industry. As you can see in our home also, we are using a different kind of pipes, plumbing pipes we are using for transporting water from one part of the home to the another part. So pipes existence are there into our as well as the home, into the also into the daily usage. Different kind of the pipes fittings, there are different kind of flanges which are used to connect one pipe to the another pipe. Different kind of fittings are also used. So according to the availability, according to the service, what kind of medium you want to flow, different kind of selection of the materials of the pipes are being there into the industry. Next slide, please. Yeah. So I was talking about classification of the pipes used in the industry. See, different kind of piping materials are there into the industry. So according to the selection and the criteria, which kind of piping material or which kind of material we want to transport from one part to the another, different kind of piping materials are used. For example, for the first hierarchy of the piping material is metal, non-metal, and lined or cladding. So according to the metal part, there are two kind of metal materials which can be used, like ferrous and non-ferrous. Ferrous is used like that is a sorry, ferrous in ferrous also different kind of materials are used, like cast iron, carbon steel, alloy steel, or stainless steel. Cast iron is typically used into the industry where the high temperature and high pressure kind of line which is used, like for example, if you talk about a boiler is used for it's a pressure vessel which is used for taking a particular medium or particular product to a very high temperature, and then it is being transported through the pipes from one part to the another. So different kind of cast iron pipes are also used. Carbon steel pipes are used in various products like natural gas, sulfur, your gas part. Different kind of gases are also used, methane, ethane, propane. Like different kind of the gases we can be transported to the carbon steel pipes. Alloy steel also used for different kind of materials. Alloy steel, this types of materials are different because their carbon content, their silica content, their chemical composition, their process of manufacturing is very different from each other. So different, if there is a carbon content increase or decrease, so that will be depending upon the what kind of material to be used. According to this type of in ferrous materials, different carbon percentage is being carbon percentage varies from 0.5 to the 0.315. So different kind of carbon percentage is being used into the carbon steel, alloy steel, and stainless steel part also. When you talk into the non-ferrous part, in the non-ferrous part, there are four types of alloying materials like copper alloys, nickel alloys, aluminum alloys, and other alloys. This type of tubing, this is particularly this non-ferrous pipes which are used into the industry, are used into the refrigeration types of industry which are we are talking about. Copper alloys are also used into the oil and gas sector also, but typically they are used into the very low pressure and low temperature part of the of the industry. Like copper alloys and nickel alloys are typically used into the refrigeration part, or aluminum alloys are also used into the refrigeration part. Other alloys like other alloys which are like nickel or your aluminum or different kind of which depends upon the chemical composition. Their usage also depends upon the chemical composition, which types of which where we want to use the particular pipe. Non-metal is part is like in day-to-day life we are seeing various types of pipes which are used for irrigation part, which are used for the plumbing part. Other than for in irrigation part also we use the PVC pipes, like the different kind of pipes which are used. The PVC pipe is polyvinyl chloride pipe. It's a different kind of chemical compositions are used, like a small plastic small dots are used there, used in for the extrusion process for the non-metallic part. So from there, the existence of the PVC pipe, CPVC pipe, HDPE is high density polyethylene. In this high density polyethylene pipe, you can transport the water as well as gas medium also from one part to the another part. In this HDPE part is used into the city gas distribution part, like you have seen nowadays in our home also. We are using HDPE pipe, like you have seen nearby your roadside, the black color pipe is there. That is a HDPE pipe only. So HDPE pipes which are used into the oil gas sector also for transporting, as we into our home now, gas is being used for our instead of bottling plants. So we can transport this gas also. GRP, GRE also can be used. This is glass reinforced pipe or glass reinforced extrusion pipe. So this kind of pipes which are used in GRP or GRE, it can be used in every industry. Like it depends upon the pressure and temperature rating, which kind of pipes we want to use into the particular session. In cement pipe, for example, cement pipes which we cannot use because it does not have the high temperature and high pressure rating. So that cement pipes is used for water transportation from one part to the another part. It can be used for slurry transportation also. Slurry also it can be transported, and it different kind of effluent treatment plants also and water treatment plants also. Cement pipes are used. And third part is lined or cladded pipe. These pipes are actually what we call as the different kind of pipes which are earlier manufactured. But rubber lined pipes, this is polytetra phenyl lined pipes, fiber reinforced pipe, glass lined pipe, and cement lined pipes. These are internal lining kind of pipes. For example, if we want to use the carbon steel pipe, in carbon steel pipe we can use the cement lining inside or outside of the pipe. For example, if you want to protect our carbon steel pipe from corrosion, because in the ferrous part, the major factor of deterioration of the pipes, or which we can use the design life of the pipe, is used for 20 years in oil and gas sector. But for example, we want to continue that particular pipe for a longer period of time. Different kind of lining materials are there to protect a particular pipe from the service of service, in the sense what kind of fluid or the gas or the pipe, gas or a solid or liquid, which kind of the service we want to transport from one into the pipes. So carbon steel pipes and alloy steel pipes are highly corrosive in material. So different kind of lining materials like rubber lining, PTFE lining, FRP lining, glass line, cement lining is also being used into these pipes. Different kind of lining procedures are also there, like the netting part and painting part are also there to protect this pipes from corrosion. So in the existence of the line or cladding, this are rubber line, PTFE line, FRP line, glass line, or cement line. So I hope you are getting the piping material classification which are used into the industry. So these are all kind of pipes can be used into the oil and gas sector, but depending upon the service, pressure, temperature rating, it only depends which classification or which kind of pipes we can use into the particular service. Next slide, please. So important factors which I was talking about, the important factors which are used into the selection of the pipes. Earlier also I told different kind of pipes which have a different classification, like metal, like ferrous, non-ferrous, metallic, non-metallic, lined on cladded one. This kind of pipes required particular selection factors in which selection of the pipes we can be decided. So important factors that influence the selection of the pipes are manufacturing ability. See, different kind of the pipes, like for example, if you talk about the cast iron pipe or you talk about the stainless steel pipe, they have a durability up to particular diameter or up to particular length or particular area. It can be manufactured. So different pipes or different classification of the pipes are have different manufacturing ability, which we can use into our existence into the industry. So depending upon the classification, which kind of the materials, which kind of pressure rating, temperature rating, its manufacturing ability is decided, and then only the pipes is being selected into a particular product. Functional requirements. What I am talking about is the functional requirements. Functional requirement is which kind of service, like what pipes are we going to use in oil, in gas, or sorry, in liquid, which kind of state we want to use, like solid, liquid, or gases. Solids can also be transported, liquids can also be transported, and gases can also be transported. So which kind of functional requirement is there for a particular pipes? Then depending upon the which the function, like for example, if you transport a water from one part to the another part, so it does not require that kind of a pipe which is required to transport gas or oil. So depending upon the functional requirement, the selection of the pipes is done. Third point is economic efficiency. Economic efficiency is which kind of pipes require what cost is involved into the manufacturing of the pipes. Whether that particular pipe or that particular service or particular pipe having the manufacturing ability, it all depends upon the economic efficiency, which kind of the pipes we want to use into the industry. Depending upon the cost, which how much time it will take to procure, from which country or which part of the country we want to transport, or which we the whether that vendor is available into the particular area, or how much transportation we require for completing the project. So it depends upon the economic efficiency also for the selection of the pipes. Fourth point is repairability or maintainability. Like repairability or maintainability is, for example, if a particular pipe its life cycle is if its life cycle is up to 20 years. For example, a particular pipe you have designed or manufactured, a particular vendor says that your my product will sustain in every environment or in every current temperature or pressure rating, it will survive up to 20 years of design life or operating life. Then it depends upon the repairability and maintainability, that particular pipe which we are using, that has its repairability or not, how much maintenance we require for a particular pipe. For example, if you know, in oil and gas, or in particularly I will talk about the gas sector, then the design life of a particular pipe or design life of a particular line is depend it's up to 20 years. 20 years a particular pipe using its internal coating can be done for protection of the pipe from corrosion or erosion. Then painting is done from inside and outside also, so for protection. So it depends upon what kind of service, what kind of the gas which we are transporting. So for example, gas which are transported from one medium to another, then it require high velocity and high pressure and high temperature rating. So it depends upon how much, which kind of pipe or which grade of the pipes which we are using into a particular gas service part, which can be repaired or it can be maintained or not. I hope I am getting the points or not. For fifth point is occupational safety and health. So depending, it's see nowadays, major of the industry, if you know, oil and gas, it's particularly highly volatile and highly flammable in nature. So highly safety part of the employees, or the personnel or the workmen which we are involved into the particular job, its safety is also involved for protecting the environment, for protecting the health part of each and every nearby places also. If you have heard that many of the accidents are also there, but due to the occupational safety and health part, like EHS is environment health and safety part, different kind of standards are involved into the industry, which we are using into the selection of the pipes also, which kind of the pipes are used into the particular surveys. that depends upon the occupational safety and health part also. Sixth point will be corrosion resistance and durability. What I was talking earlier also, for a particular selection of the pipe, corrosion resistance is foremost important for selection of pipes. For example, if you select a particular pipe, but it is the service which we are going to flow inside the pipe, that is a highly corrosive material. It will damage the thickness, it will corrode the pipe within 5 years or within 6 years of the service, and its thickness will also be deteriorated slowly from time to time. So for protecting a particular pipe from corrosion resistance and durability, so we require a different kind of grades of pipes. Different kind of grades are of the pipes are there into the industry, which are like X50, X75, different kind of grades are there. So for it depends upon the corrosion resistance also, by which we are selection of the pipes is required. Environment. Next point is environment. Environment is which kind of environment? Like for example, if we are working in -45 or -50 degrees centigrade into the industry. For example, if you are working into the Canada or Australia, where the or US into over there, the temperature goes up to -20 also. So different our and in our India, if we consider that pipe, we do not have we our temperature does not go up to -40 or -20. So a different environment is being also considered while selection of the pipes. Next point is weight. While handling of the pipes, see the many different kind of manufacturers are there into India and abroad also. Particularly while transportation or while shifting one pipes or handling of the one pipes to the another one part to the another part, weight is a primarily factor which into the selection of the pipes. For example, if you have seen into the nearby areas also, I hope some of them have seen the oil and gas refineries and petrochemical complexes and fertilizer plants or dairy products. There's also industry also. Pipes are involved into every industry. So you can see the pipes which are placed are above 15-meter height or above 12-meter height or above 13-meter height, 15-meter height. So handling of those pipes up to a particular height level involves a very huge cranes or hydra cranes are involved, lifting equipments are involved into lifting of those pipes. So weight also plays is an important factor in selection of the pipes. Next point is quality assurance. Different kind of pipes which are manufactured are dependent upon the quality expert. Like for a particular product which we are manufacturing into the industry, their quality part has to be inspected in the sense at each and every stage of manufacturing. See different kind of manufacturing stages which we'll be covering into the next slide also. Different kind of manufacturing stages are involved into the manufacturing of the pipes. So at each stage quality assurance is required, because your final product which will be used into the industry will be at a very risky factor, and it will be involved usage the usage of that particular pipe will be at a very high temperature or a high pressure or different kind of pressure rating would be there, so or the service would be there. So quality assurance at each and every stage is involved, and inspection part and their third party clearance part is also involved into the selection of the. So according to that only the selection of the pipe is being involved. Next point is your accessibility. Like for example, if you want to erect or you want to do a particular pipe from pipe to pipe, we do it on a welding part or some other process which are involved. So depending upon the what is how we can assemble a particular pipe, or we can do the fit up of a particular pipe, the selection factors are involved into the selection of particular pipe. Okay. Next slide, please. So I was talking earlier, different kind of manufacturing processes I was talking about. Like, uh, for example, if you particular talk about the pipes, it has been primarily divided into the two parts. That is, one first is seamless and second is welded. For example, if you talk about the seamless pipe are in which welding is not involved. For example, if you want to form a pipe, welding is a primarily factor which is involved into the manufacturing of pipes. So, for example, if you want to manufacture a seamless pipe in which welding is not involved, welding is not there into a particular pipe, then you need to a round bar. For example, if you've seen a round bar, or you talk about a, a solid pipe or a solid material which is used. So in from inside only that into the seamless pipe, welding is not involved. Then we need to pierce it from the between also, because for example, if we manufacture the seamless pipe, you need to heat it up to a particular temperature where we can pierce a particular needle into the pipe. Then the circular dia will be attained, and the cylinder and the round bar, which is solid in nature, it will become hollow in nature. Like, okay, so in seamless pipe, you do not involve welding part, only the piercing part from a round bar to a hollow cylinder. It is involved for manufacturing of a seamless pipe. Whether in the other case, where for example I will talk about the welded pipes. Welded pipe means you welding is involved. We have to, for manufacturing of the pipes, different kind of welding processes. Like, these are the bifurcation which is used, that is a welding process only. That is, SAW means submerged arc welding process. DSAW means direct submerged arc welding process. Other than that, ERW means electric resistance welding. I will repeat, SAW means submerged arc welding, oblique direct submerged arc welding. This is the process which is used for manufacturing this is used for manufacturing of a SAW pipes. For example, if you have seen the spring, if a normal in you will see in a pen also, we used a spring. It is helical in nature, right? So it is helical in nature. This is called a spiral pipe, which is called as a spiral pipe. In this process, in this pipe, submerged arc welding process is used. Okay. In ERW pipe, if you take a flat square plate or a MS plate, we take it and we fold it accordingly, and resistance, we do the welding of a particular of that pipe according to the resistance part. That is electric resistance welding or electric fusion welding. Both these processes requires resistance to be developed. For example, if you take a particular metal to be welded, so in between both the workpiece, between the workpiece and your filler metal, which is to be used for deposition, then resistance is required or fusion is required in between joining two plates or joining two pipes. So in that process, electric resistance welding or electric fusion welding is required. Accordingly, the SAW or DSAW is bifurcated into two parts. I was talking about the straight SAW or spiral SAW. In short form, we use it SAW process. That is submerged arc welding process. In straight SAW process, a straight line is, you can see on a pipe, on a particular pipe, a straight line is drawn. When you take a flat square plate and press it in between, the pipe the plate will be getting folded from the bottom part, and from above part where the two edges will be meeting, then from above part the straight SAW process is involved. Okay, so in that straight SAW process, from ID and OD also, ID means inside, OD means outside dia. In ID and OD, straight SAW is there. So parallelly, in both ID and OD, that is inside dia and outside dia, both welding will be done. So according to the in spiral SAW, spiral means I have just given you an example of a spring. The pipe of a spiral pipe, it looks like a spring. If you stretch the spring up to 12-meter part, then it will be in a spiral process. So the welding which is there into the spiral form is called as a spiral SAW pipe. Okay. So I will go ahead. Straight SAW is in which single seam or double seam. Seam in the sense a particular run which is used for deposition of a welding is a single seam. And in, for example, a single seam in the sense in ID and OD, if you talk about in ID means inside dia, OD means outside dia. In a single seam, if you cover both ID and OD in a single run, that is called a run. In a single run, if you cover both the parts, inside dia and outside dia also, then it will be called as a single seam. For example, if a thickness of a particular plate or particular pipe is very high, in which single seam cannot be done, or in a single run, we cannot complete the welding process. Then in it, double seam is required. For example, if we talk about in a particular pipe where ID and OD, inside dia and outside diameter, welding cannot be continuously, then double seam process is used for welding of a particular pipe. So I hope you got understood the manufacturing process of the pipe. Like seamless, seamless means there is no welding involved. A round bar is into a hollow material through piercing. It is called a seamless pipe. Welded pipe is in which welding is involved. Different kind of welding processes are there, like SAW. SAW means submerged arc welding process. DSAW means direct submerged arc welding process. In SAW is bifurcated into two parts: straight SAW and spiral SAW. Straight SAW means if you draw a single line onto a particular pipe for welding, then it will be a straight SAW. Spiral means in a particular spring into the pipe which is manufactured into the form of spring, then it is a spiral SAW. The straight SAW will be a single seam or a double seam. Single seam means if a particular ID and OD, inside dia and outside dia, if welding is done into the single seam, single run, then it will be a single seam. If double seam, if ID and OD where thickness is more, then we are using part. Okay. I hope you are understanding all the parts.